in a row, all winners. Sometimes I started out with a loss, but keep going, and in the end, I'm in the plus. I guess I wasn't ready to hear some of your advice, although I'm sure it was probably said loud and clear. The homework advice was something I hadn't been doing correctly at all. My record keeping was inadequate. I had been entering trades with the things you had mentioned. I should log as they happen. And I've started doing this. It helps me keep my perspective on how I'm doing that day. I had been keeping the losses up front and not being present to the trades in front of me. Of course, you know all this. Thanks again for the help. And again, it just, if you're going to be successful, if you haven't been successful doing this, you're going to have to change those things that are keeping you from being successful. And Bill Thomas is probably our biggest advocate of doing the homework and keeping meticulous records. And it's through the writing down what you're actually doing, writing down what's happening as it happens, going back and back testing your ideas, making those ideas yours, that a trading plan begins to emerge. And once you have a successful trading plan, then you can make your business plan with a number of contracts that you trade. Now, part of the feedback and the pleasure you get from teaching is exactly from emails or phone calls that are like this. It's I have always felt that you get by giving, and if you're willing to throw something out there and help folks, it comes back to you sometimes in ways that you don't imagine. But the process for getting better at something is getting something laid out, getting a plan started, something down in writing, then adjusting that plan as you go along until you get to where you want with lots of practice. And probably the biggest obstacle we all face as traders is none of us like to be wrong. And the second part of being wrong in futures, not only do you get the pleasure of being wrong, you get to write somebody a check. And quite often in our normal everyday life, we'll make a bet on who's going to win a game, or we get in the wrong line at the supermarket, or we get in the wrong traffic lane. But we forget about that. But in this game, you can't forget about it, because you've got that account statement that comes back to you monthly. So anyway, very gratifying for me to hear that. Good advice for those of you in the room that are fighting it, that don't want to roll up your sleeves, that are still searching and looking for the answer. The answer's right in front of you. You have all that you need to be successful doing this. And you can do it with hard work, persistence, and perseverance. So anyway, I was glad I got that kind of feedback. Makes me feel kind of good. Or very good. Not kind of good. So what do we have right here on our F1 screen on our mini? If the mark E-mini, not our mini, 1185, if we were to close right here, higher, lower, or sideways tomorrow? Okay, we've got to vote for higher. Got to vote for sideways to lower. Vote for lower. Okay, are we looking at a P or a B on this single letter? I mean, how do we figure it out? Most of the volume's in the bottom half, right? So off of this screen, if somebody made me take a trade at the market, I would sell it. We haven't gotten above this level and been able to hold it. Volume's a little bit higher than this. I would sell it first, but like John J.B. said, I get short to test support, and then if I couldn't take it out, I would expect this. And if we were to fold all of this together and look at it, if you're looking at that distribution, higher, lower, or sideways tomorrow? Yeah, this one, I mean, if I saw this, I wouldn't hesitate to sell, and I'd love to sell the 1200, 1202 area. And we got holidays tomorrow, so again, like Gary pointed out, right now, right the low or trading range from of the Thursday day off. Okay, the E-mini can have a great day of trading on Friday. Volume is going to be lower. I will open the room, but I'm probably not going to be paying a hell of a lot of attention to it. But that won't stop you all from talking to each other. And if anybody wants to moderate the room on Friday with me, be happy to turn the mic loose to those of this profile, which is probably what Scott was looking at. We've got a P is above 88.89. So if we don't break support, going to be sideways to short covering into a very long weekend for some people. So we got to break it, or a short covering will jump to the front. Now, something is fairly subtle here, but when we look at this P, you can see the balance point and mode are right here. They are equal, but they're above the average volume in this one. So we've got F1 sideways to lower, have F2 sideways to higher, and we're back to what JB said. That's the low, but probably sideways. Gary, that match your expectations? You on the same page, kinda? Okay. Looking at our F3 configured screen, here we are at the lows. We're not breaking, but we are building volume pretty low in this distribution. And because we're building volume pretty low in this distribution, extending the bar out at this 85 level, this structure, if we were going to trade off of this, it'd be no doubt in our minds if we're selling the mode or the mean. If we can't get to the value area high to retest this 84, 85 area, ultimately 78 to 80 has to come out to get us down there. So good trades, had all of our prescribed setups. M congestion. And what are we trading around now? A high volume number. Adding to it. S's, you got a downtrend with lower highs too. So it's not too difficult to take those trades. And 95 was it. We had two shots at 95 this morning. We had two shots at the 89 to 91 area too. So not perfect in our called levels, but really, really close once again. And that over time makes you money. I think it'd be pretty hard to argue with the consistency that you're seeing in the room. Now the bond closed above 144. And the bond is leading the market higher. And what's the one fundamental reason that the bond is leading the market higher? And why would we anticipate that that might be the case for a while? There is flight to safety, but there's one thing that's making, I mean, the bond outperformed to the upside the note. What's happening to the knob spread? It's widening. Why is it widening? Yeah, it's Operation Twist. They're taking money from the short end and they're putting it into the long end of the market, and that will make it's actually taking the knob spread to levels I've never seen. And when the Fed says no more Operation Twist, that thing's just going to collapse and come back in. You just got to be aware of all the stuff that's going on. You got to put it into the information pool or pot and stir it up, and that would add to the bullish side, especially for the bond. So looking at our F1 screen, higher, lower, or sideways tomorrow. Bond spread. And for those in Tennessee and parts of the South, Appalachia, it'd be KNOB. Yeah, this one says sideways. So we're still looking. We have the best resistance at 28 to the buck, but it starts at 24. And we have really good support below 08, but the support really starts at 12. So 8 to 12 support, 28 to the buck is resistance. As they find some selling and then again at 30, 12 to 16 area. Now, if we didn't have the auctions tomorrow, we could be a little stronger on buying the P, buying weakness, but we're not really too interested in buying high and buying higher tomorrow on this contract. We'd like to buy it a little bit lower. Now, some of you wonder why it takes you so long to get good at doing this. And I've always put it in my mind, or at least for me, the pain of not doing finally exceeds the pain of what accounts being drawn down or has been drawn down several times, and you finally get to the point where not my will, but the market's will, and you take yourself out of the equation and you start trading much more objectively as to make money. But it probably takes more than a few cranks on the vise to get you to stop screwing over yourself. Okay, we have a P. We're getting higher lows. We've got this issue right over in here. If we look at the TPOs, it's a P, and it is still a P in the volume, but not quite as pronounced with your balance point up here. We got our balance point above the mode, and the average volume in the distribution, the VRAP, is equal to your point of control. So it's a P, but we've seen stronger, and that tends to reinforce trading range. So if we close this beast at 130.25, right there, where's resistance? 1, 2, 3, 4. To the downside, we've got the VWAP at 19.5. We got the last rotate down at 21.5. So we'll just make this 1. Got a ledge at 17.5. 16 was an earlier low, so we'll make this 2. 12.5 low, we'll make this 3. And then 4 to 8 will be 4. Lead me not into temptation. Yes, I like that. So we've got resistance at 28 plus or minus. Could make the case for as high as the buck to 1.5. 4 and 8 to 12. Down below, 19.5 to 21.5, so we'll make it 20.5. Oh, JP's going to kill me for this. 16 could be as high as 17.5. We had a lot of trouble busting 17 this morning. We'll make it 16, 17. 12.5, so we'll make it, how about 12, 13? 4 to 8. Because I think tomorrow's going to be a trading range, we're going to try to buy 8 to 12. And sell failure SLF. Let's put a new acronym up there at 28 to the buck. Any questions? Pretty much in the 4 area. It's every 430 seconds is 1 basis in the cash market, 1 basis point in the cash market, and even make a profit in the cash market because you lose a 30-second on each side getting in and out. You got to have 430 seconds to have a shot. So that's why. Yeah, tomorrow, I thank you, Frank. I'd forgotten that. If you had to pick a spot for the market to close tomorrow, and on Friday would be, definitely on Friday, it'd be 130.16. Good point, FK. Y'all have a great evening. We'll see you at 0700 hours Central Time. Actually, Central Standard Time now to keep it official. Mañana. Later.